Good morning, good morning. Time to get some coffee. Good morning, guys. I am standing in front of this institution, which is almost representative of the city Munich, the LMU, so Ludwig Maximilians Universität, where I've spent many years of my life. And I wanted to start today's trilogy in front of this building, because we're going to work our way from the primary sector through to the secondary sector, and we'll end in the higher education sector. So I'm super excited to crack on. But before we properly dive in, let's have some brunch, because I'm literally starving. I'll see you guys shortly. My videography skills are really limited, but I'm doing my best and I am improving. Всем привет! Hallo, zusammen! Hi guys! My name is Anastasia and I am a Russian German, and today I'm starting my second series about the education system in Russia compared to the education system in Germany, and it could be seen as an extension of the first series where I've been talking about who Russian Germans are, the classic migration story, the hybrid identity, the level of language that the majority of us usually arrive here with. And I hope it's become clear that most migrants undergo a process of hybridization or metamorphosis. It is almost unavoidable to adopt some elements of the host culture. I also hope it's become clear that everyone's identity is really unique and composed of multiple facets, and in order to sort of get to the bottom of one's identity, we need to break it down into multiple elements or factors, be it a bunch of traits and also the culture we are born into. And it's important that we are aware of who we are. Alright guys, I welcome you to the first episode of my trilogy about education in Russia and in Germany, and obviously I've split it up into 3 episodes. So in today's episode I'm going to be focusing on the primary sector. In next week's episode I'm going to be talking about the secondary sector, and then the last episode is going to be about the higher education sector. So hold on tight and let's begin with the primary sector. Okay, I've bought this thing for a reason. If you know, this is called a Schultüte. Die Schultüte. Children, year 1, they usually have a Schultüte with them, filled with stationery, everything that the parents come up with. In Russia, there is no such a thing as a Schultüte on the first day in school. Instead, we would have or give our children a bunch of flowers to show respect for the class teacher. You might be thinking like, okay, but you went to school, to the primary school in Russia. How can you be comparing these two systems? Well, the truth is, my daughter, she is 10 years old. She's about to finish year 4. And so I've been through this with her. I know what I'm talking about, because yes, we've made it, and she's about to make the transition from the primary school to the secondary school, which is going to be the topic of next week's video. First of all, in terms of structure, let's talk about some differences and commonalities between these two systems. The Russian education is run in quarters. четверти, 4 четверти, 4 quarters, right? In terms of holidays. И всем моим друзьям в России хороших летних каникул. I hope you guys will have a terrific time. I have the impression that in terms of the amount, it's almost the same, but in Germany they are distributed more evenly throughout the year, whereas in Russia you've got like 3 months of summer holidays from June to August, and then September the 1st is always the first day of school, okay? 1 сентября линейка. Whereas in Germany it varies and it's most of the time like in the middle of September. The school education is compulsory in both countries. In Russia, the majority of schools are state-run, thus free of charge, which makes education accessible and available for everybody. Can you see this document? So this document I was given, or my parents were given, because I was a minor, the moment when we decided to relocate, to move house from where we were based of the Peninsula Kamchatka to the Amurskaya Gebiet. And if you want to know exactly where, definitely go and check out my first video. So I've just been studying the sort of general information about me as a student, общие сведения об учащемся. The key subjects in the primary sector are, in Russia obviously, Russian, maths and literature. And in year 2, students start learning a foreign language. In most cases it's English, but it doesn't have to be. And in Germany, these 3 subjects, key subjects, are German obviously, maths, and the subject called HSU, Heimat- und Sachunterricht. HSU standing for local history and geography. When I was little, we had a document on a daily basis with us in school, which is called Dnevnik. It's like a journal where you would constantly write down the homework and also where the grades were visible for the parents. So the teacher would sign it, and then also the parent that they've seen the grade. Now it's changed, and thank you so much for updating me, Ola. She said that the journals are now run electronically, so there is an electronic journal for every child, at least in Moscow, which you can access from where you are, and the teacher would leave a comment. The lessons begin at 8 a.m, which is quite different to the UK, I thought, because the first lesson in the UK begins at 9 a.m, so the kids can have a lie-in, but they also finish school a bit later. Also quite interesting, I thought, cross-culturally, a lesson, an academic lesson, lasts 45 minutes in Russia and also in Germany, but not in the UK. In the UK, one lesson lasts 50 minutes. School uniform. There is such a phenomenon as school uniform, школьная форма, in Russia. However, it is not compulsory. I mean, there is a certain dress code, so the students are expected to come to school wearing certain clothes, so you just can't come to school wearing a leggings as a girl. Whereas in Germany, kids are free to decide what they're gonna be wearing in school. So, I mean, there is no difference what they're wearing in class, and for example, in contrast to when they are doing their extracurricular activities, okay? So you would not spot the difference visibly because there is no difference, whereas in Russia, you certainly would see the difference, and also in the UK, obviously, where the school uniform is compulsory. Grades. This is a funny one, because in Russia we've got пятибалльная система, meaning we've got 1 to 5, with 1 being the worst one, right? So if you've got a lot of 5s in Russia, then you are an отличник, so you're doing really well. Okay, good job. In Germany, you've got 1 to 6, with 1 being the best one. So when migrating to Germany, you might experience a little bit of a cognitive dissonance, so to speak, because the matching is like it's a completely different mechanism at work here. But yeah, so 1 to 5 in Russia, 1 to 6 in Germany. In terms of teaching styles, from what I can recall, I'd say pretty much it was the teacher standing in front of the class and talking to the class, giving instructions and sort of lecturing. Whereas here in Germany, I've noticed one difference is that group work or cooperative learning is favored. Of course, also there are periods when the teacher has to talk to the class as a whole and stand in front of the class. Please bear in mind that it's been a while since I went to school, and as we say in Russian, много воды утекло, so a lot has changed, obviously. At the end of year 4, each student is given a certificate, attestat, that they've been to that school and that they are ready for the next step in their life. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is what happens to the children here in Germany after they finished year 4. Well, they go to year 5, right? They make that transition. Yes, but at the cost of what? So, based exclusively on their grades, in year 4, they are selected. So, they are divided, if you like, into 3 categories. The best ones with the best grades are sent to the grammar school, the Gymnasium. The less capable ones go to the Realschule, and then sort of the ones with the worst grades are, or they actually have to go to the Mittelschule, okay? Why do you think it's not completely fair? Because aged 11 or 10, by definition, you are not fully developed, okay? Sometimes you can't control your emotions. Sometimes you do not get along with your class teacher. You are not constantly paying attention, so you've missed out on something, and then you pay the price. You have to do the tests quite regularly throughout year 4, and I've been there with my child. I know what I'm talking about, believe me. And yeah, so it's completely different to the system in Russia and in the UK, where children complete year 4 and they make transition to year 5 with whatever grades they've accomplished. So most of the time it's a comprehensive school, and parents and children do not have to worry about what type of school they are going to choose. This is not relevant when you are aged 10 or 11, okay? We're just looking at the tip of the iceberg here. Alright, that's about it for today's episode. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video, because I've definitely enjoyed making it. If you want to see more and you have enjoyed watching it, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you like this content, and also consider subscribing to my channel, because I post on a weekly basis, usually on the weekend. Всем пока! Tschüss zusammen! Bye guys!